I am a student at Monache High School, and I'd like to introduce you to an energy savings campaign underway at the Porterville Unified School District. $100 for Porterville is a campaign that is helping PUSD by informing students and teachers about the benefits of reducing energy. Our goal this year is to save $240,000. This is money that can be invested back into our classrooms and educational programs. We will be protecting our environment. This is very important to our community, especially here in the Central Valley. Last but not least, the $100 for Porterville campaign provides opportunities for our students. Opportunities to learn about science and the environment, and opportunities to develop projects with real impact. When we all do our part, we are creating opportunity and changing lives. To learn more about the $100 for Porterville campaign and to see how your school is doing, please visit this website, dashboard.brightenergy101.com.
Images are heartbreaking. Australia's iconic koalas and kangaroos fleeing the flame.
Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
97% of climate scientists agree that this new tendency is not caused by the variations of the Earth's orbit, but rather very likely caused by human activities. That means you.
An estimated 75% of carbon monoxide pollution is caused by motor vehicles. This means something as simple as walking can make a difference. Try cutting out all single-use plastic, but if you do use it, make sure to recycle. Finally, remember to turn off any lights not being used, and unplug anything that does not have to be plugged in at all times.
Your students evacuating with their hands up.
Multiple shots fired, possibly people down.
The final chilling moments of a young woman's life caught on camera and sent out to friends on Snapchat.
A new warning tonight from the American justice system that distracted drivers will be treated as criminals.
Near Chicago, investigators say the driver of this car that ended up crushed under a big rig last night, killing a passenger, may have been texting.
Every year, more than 3,000 people die and nearly 400,000 others are hurt in distracted driving-related crashes.
A landmark verdict in Massachusetts today convicted a driver of vehicular homicide, and his crime was blamed on texting while driving.
Just this month, a Valley police officer hit and killed by a driver who admitted to texting behind the wheel.
This is Roberto. He thinks he's ready to drive, but he isn't. Before Roberto even thinks about starting his car, he must put on his seatbelt. Great job, Roberto. Next, he has to check all of his mirrors. Now it looks like we're safe and all ready to go. But wait, what is that in Roberto's hand? No, Roberto. Great. Now that that's taken care of, Roberto can safely drive. Bye, Roberto. And remember, kids, be like Roberto next time you get behind a wheel.
Many times, those under the influence of alcohol can face car accidents when driving, or even the tendency for violence, affecting their relationships and the ability to sustain relationships, since being under the influence of alcohol can make an individual prone to dramatic mood swings and aggressive nature. Similarly, addictive smoking causes more than 480,000 deaths a year in the United States, since it damages your internal organs from the harmful elements of cigarettes. The more a person continues to drink or smoke excessively, the more danger the individual is facing.
Wildfires, earthquakes, landslides, and floods have been known to ravage the state of California and affect millions. Thankfully, these 3 simple steps will allow you to prepare for any emergency. First, make sure you have a survival kit. The kit should include a radio, a flashlight, hygiene items, medicine, and medication, a first aid kit, and most importantly, food and water. It's recommended that you have 2 weeks' supply of food and water at home. In case of an evacuation, be ready to travel with 3 days' worth of provisions. Once you have a survival kit, it's time to plan. Meet with the members of your household and establish a course of action during an emergency. Outline your duties and decide on meeting spots in case your home is affected. When making your plan, be sure to consider the health conditions of every inhabitant. Finally, be knowledgeable about the most common types of emergencies in your area. Identify how local authorities will notify you during these disasters and keep up with the weather. Although we can't predict when the worst will happen, we can do our best to be prepared.
Imagine the landfills of the world piling up, eventually creeping into your backyard. Plastic water bottles are one of the world's most wasteful resources. Banning these bottles would reduce waste and protect the environment by preventing the manufacture of up to 68 billion plastic water bottles a year. It is also said that banning bottled waters is great for our health because of the reduced exposure to contaminated sources and toxic chemicals emitted from the bottles. As plastic continues to grow, so will the hormonal and chemical effects into our bodies, water, systems, and air. In 2015, Journal Science says that between 4.8 and 12.7 tons of plastic enter the ocean each year. At this rate of plastic production, by 2050, researchers believe that there will be more plastic than fish in the ocean. In other words, drinking from a reusable water bottle can be safer than disposable bottles, and just one person switching to a reusable water bottle keeps 2,580 balloons of CO2 out of the air per year. Investing in a reusable water bottle will help the environment in all the ways plastic bottles harm it. If we don't change even our slightest action, we should not expect the Earth to be around for long. We are only given one planet, therefore, switch to using reusable water bottles today.
Kindness. It's important to our lives. It brings people together, brightens days, and plays an important role in everyday life. What does kindness mean to you?
Kindness to me is the actions that you do for people when others aren't looking around.
I think kindness starts at home. You must first learn about yourself and about your own integrity before you can care for others.
Kindness means to never be mean to anybody, even though they might hurt you or not be your friend. Just be kind no matter what.
Kindness to me is showing others that you care for them as well as yourself.
Kindness is being patient when someone's being difficult.
Kindness is just you want to treat people the way you want to be treated.
We can all be kind to each other and make it a friendlier environment by doing a few small acts. If you see someone sitting alone, invite them to sit next to you. When someone needs help, lend a hand.
Kindness starts with you!
Victims of bullying are often labeled with a word or phrase that people define them with. At first, people may take it as lightly as if it were a joke, but eventually it's going to get out of hand. When the situation becomes excessive, the victim begins to carry such a heavy burden that they can't handle it anymore. They break down because they're so overwhelmed by all of the rude comments said to them. With that being said, those who have been bullied tend to experience depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Therefore, if you have experienced any of these conditions, please talk to a trusted adult or call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline for help.
Do you know how serious this is?
Over the past 10 years, America has seen over 180 school shootings. Some of these school shootings could have been prevented from school threats on social media. If you hear or see a school threat, even if it seems fake, make sure to tell a teacher or administration. After all, we wouldn't want anything to happen to someone, do we?
Ever since the 1970s, the concept of recycling has been pretty mainstream. It has given the average citizen an opportunity to help keep the earth a little bit cleaner. However, as it stands right now, over 65% of homes and businesses just throw away their trash where it ends up in a landfill or it gets incinerated rather than actually recycling it. The remaining 35% of that trash is what actually ends up getting recycled. Now this number is pretty low, so what can you do to help? The remaining 35% of that trash is what actually ends up getting recycled. Now, why is this important? What's so good about recycling? Well, as mentioned before, an increase in recycling leads to decreasing the amount of trash that actually ends up in landfills. Secondly, recycling conserves natural resources that actually make up the earth, such as timber and minerals and water. And finally, recycling overall prevents pollution by reducing the need to get new materials from the earth.
Please leave a message after the tone.
So, I gotta go do homework, guys. Later.
Hey, I got something for you.
Nah, I think I'm fine.
No, wait, hold up. I'll give you a discount.
Hey, come sit with us. Nah, I think I'm good. No, actually, I'm good. Just say no.
There's a parenting alert this morning about the danger of teens vaping.
The FDA warning about liquid nicotine used in e-cigarettes.
So the Trump administration is now moving to ban flavored e-cigarettes. Why? Concern for children.